Hi, everybody. It's Friday, and welcome to Moohead Radio. I am your host, a big and furry bovine, have been for 25 plus years, and I'm not going anywhere unless a higher force takes me there. That wouldn't mean suicide from watching Cleveland sports. I want to assure you that I will keep my composure and I will not be found swinging from a rope if the Cavaliers fade in the playoffs. Promise. Some people will feel good about that. Other people will feel not so good about it. The people who are at cleveland.com would wish that I were dangling on a rope. We start the show with them, and it's really kind of hard to understand, you know, what the analysis process is for media these days. I'd rather keep quiet on a subject than to show my ass over and over again. Believe me, you don't want to see that. And second of all, you know, time tells tales. And it bothers the hell out of me that people always want to micromanage and they always want something. Ooh, what's happening now? What's happening today? And it doesn't work that way because you can't predict. And all this stuff about predictions, save it for your gambling disease, please. Because the more the picture shows itself, I believe, the more rational a discussion sports fans have. Now, that puts me in the minority. I understand the new generation is to do exactly what is in this particular headline, which is just remarkable. Todd Monken doesn't need a system, he needs superstars. And the Browns draft must reflect that. Who doesn't need proven superstars? Is this like an 8-year-old, like little Timmy Bartholow writing this article? What douchebag is writing this, by the way? The Orange and Brown Talk podcast. Seriously? He doesn't need a system, he needs superstars. You know, that's like saying we don't need people in the World Trade Center if it gets bombed, except for really fast people so they all get out. What kind of stupidity is this? You don't need a system. All we had under Kevin Stefanski was a system, and he talked about it like it was his dick. Honest to God, I got so damn sick and tired of hearing about his system and how he would plug systems with people at will into his system. And it just drags you down. Well, this type of analysis got shot in the foot today, and you probably know why. You know, you're trying to guess who's going to be the next this, the next that, and it never really works out that way because football is like any other dangerous sport. You know, great players can become cripples overnight. They can prove that they're not as good as people thought they were. That if you're a star at the University of Colorado, it doesn't prove you're going to be a star in the NFL. If you're Jesus Christ from the University of Colorado, it doesn't mean you can walk on water, that you can play multi positions in a game. I'm going to be on offense and defense. And to have to sit through this every fucking year, people online saying, if the Browns don't trade up for Travis Hunter, and nobody will ever stand behind what they say. That's the thing that bothers the hell out of me. If you really believe it and you take the time to write it on social media, then at least explain yourself when you turn out to be wrong. Oh, we needed a wide receiver and we didn't get a wide receiver. We missed on. How could you whiff on a sure thing like Travis Hunter? I don't know. If you didn't hear and you're living in a cave, Travis Hunter is 22 years old. He got injured last year. They wanted to play him both defensively and offensively at the same time. He played over 60% of his snaps offensively and around 40% defensively. He's a cornerback and he's a big wide receiver. But you know what's the interesting part? The Jacksonville Jaguars have a plan to use him differently this year. He's only going to be a cornerback. He ain't going to play wide receiver. They may slip him into a few trick plays. So basically, what they're all telling us is he's a better cornerback than he is a receiver. And the deal that the Browns made with them, the Browns were the winner. They didn't just jump into the draft, say, we're going to grab him. We're going to give away everything else that we have. And I'm not saying the Browns are the best drafters in the league, far from it. But can you imagine? It's like that organization can't get off the ground for reasons like this. They give us a better cornerback and they would take on a lesser guy like Newsom. This is an organization that, since it's been deployed into the NFL, has really been nothing. As far as Browns fans are concerned, the only thing to remember about this organization was Bottlegate. There's nothing good to be said. Rick. Oh, God almighty. What I believe is that when you draft a guy to be, and everyone said, this guy is a can't miss Hall of Fame wide receiver. And I was reading all of this shit. And I'm thinking, how in the hell can somebody say that before he steps on the field? How is that possible? And the answer is it's not possible. And it ain't going to happen now. The guy's a better cornerback than he is a wide receiver. Wait till he plays cornerback full time in the NFL and he has to go against speed. That big body of his, that was supposed to be his ticket to greatness in the NFL. Not going to happen now. And as for the Jaguars, they got themselves the most expensive top pick, number 2 pick, in what could be the biggest bust of a draft they ever had. Unbelievable. It's how quickly it changes. So when we see somebody with the headline that we put up in the beginning of the program, we don't need just receivers. Fuck the system. We need superstars. How do you find them? And I'll put this one up too. I, for the life of me, can't understand what the thought process is with these people. I really can't. And I'm going to throw up another, and here we go. We'll pop this up. The Browns need more than just guys. They need dudes. You hit a dude with a fucking automobile and he's dead. We need dudes. How shallow are these people? How shallow are they? dudes who can make plays. No, you can't make plays if you don't have an offensive line to protect the quarterback. No, you can't. You won't get downfield and the quarterback will be on his fucking back. Stop this. God, it's just annoying as hell. Just annoying as hell. Take it away from me. God, that makes me want to puke. And this is the press? These are the people who will take your money for a paywall? This is what fans want to hear? We hired Todd Monken because we needed a different system, folks. The old one wasn't working. If you're a real Browns fan, you will realize that it wasn't working. What Todd Monken needs more than anything is an offensive line and a running game. Fuck the rest of it right now. You're not going to get it all at once. It doesn't work that way. Give me a solid offensive line and give me Judkins and give me Sampson and one other running back. Do that for me, and you have a chance. Because everybody wants to talk about, what are the Browns going to do in quarterback? We need to draft a quarterback. Fucking morons. You got 3 quarterbacks, all right? But I don't like any of them. No, fine. You've got Dylan Gabriel, you got Shedeur Sanders, and you've got Deshaun Watson. And I haven't even said anything up to this point, but I have to say something now about what I would do based on what these idiots are writing and based on what common sense would say. If you have a better offensive line and you have the running backs and you have the ability to some degree to control the line of scrimmage, then I would tell you, you have an easy choice with the quarterback situation. And that is this. If Deshaun Watson can beat out Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, then you're in a world full of fucking hurt. If a guy who's had his whole body repaired and should have half of his mind repaired wins the job, it's because the other 2 guys couldn't beat him out. Plain and simple. A guy who hasn't played for a number of years now, seemingly, who's been injured every year, if that's the guy the Browns have to choose, they're in big fucking trouble. But it isn't like the alternatives are really good. If it were me, it would be real simple for me to just say, Dylan Gabriel just didn't prove a goddamn thing to me. He's small. He's got small hands. He's slow-footed. Takes him forever to find people downfield, and he doesn't have arm strength. I mean, bye-bye. It's easy just to say, cut him, get rid of him, bring in a veteran quarterback, please. Because I don't want to see a situation where Deshaun Watson goes down like a nickel and dime whore from an injury in the beginning of the season, and we turn to the other guys who couldn't beat him out during the course of practices and say to them, well, the keys are yours, Shedeur, or the keys are yours, Dylan. Why? Have a proven veteran in there. And that's why you need a system, you dumbasses. You need a system because veteran quarterbacks might be able to know something about it. What Monken has said is he wants a quarterback who has some escapability. That isn't a man who's had knee injuries and leg injuries and shoulder injuries. No. You're not going to put Deshaun Watson back to throw and let him stand around in the pocket and say, oh, by the way, we want you to scramble. Not going to happen. All right. But if he wins the job, he's going to get hurt. You know it, and I know it. What you need to do is to set up a system, and that system is based on ball control because you don't have the wide receiver deep threats. You've got to be able to control the line of scrimmage first and foremost to be a professional football team. That isn't hard to figure out, folks. And you can sit here and guess, oh, I'm going to bet some of my money that we're going to draft him, this guy or that guy. And it's like, And, Jeffrey Champion, you're right. And but Snoop Huntley doesn't have an arm. He's a noodle arm. But again, Todd Monken's system is not predicated on just throwing the ball deep. It's controlling the line of scrimmage. And if you have Derrick Henry or a big-ass running back coming at you and running downhill, and you have a mauling, brawling offensive line, if you've got those things, that's going to open up downfield. Because if you have anyone with speed, you're going to suck the secondary in and sneak somebody behind him. We're going to add the Moose here into the conversation.
Hello.
Hi. It's to me, it's unbelievable that people think that everything starts with a wide receiver.
No, it starts with the Moose.
What it starts with is an offensive line.
Oh God, yeah.
And you can't win in the league without an offensive line, and you got to have depth galore because of injuries.
We need 15 guys on the offensive line every fucking year, man.
So it would seem. But it doesn't help when you're running the same system, and it's like it's one size fits all. And no matter who your athletes are, who your quarterbacks, who your running backs are. I mean, could you imagine sitting there and you're Kevin Stefanski, and you were looking at your playbook and you're saying, all right, we need this 1 yard. We're going to go wide with Jerome Ford. I mean, can you fucking imagine that? You just can't plug and play players. Some players are just better than other players, and they're better at a system. Do you remember Isaiah Crowell?
Oh, yeah, I did. He was a big fan of the Cleveland Police Department, wasn't he?
Isaiah Crowell was a guy who we didn't have any idea that he would run for 1,300 yards in a season.
No, neither did he either.
No, and he never did again. But the fact is, we were introducing a whole new offensive scheme, and it was predicated on a certain style of blocking. And this sounds real familiar. When we brought Nick Chubb around, we changed the blocking assignments and the methodology of offensive line blocking so that guys like Wyatt Teller, who were really ineffective in Buffalo, came to Cleveland and he just clicked. So the system has everything to do with it, you putzes. And wide receivers don't have you know what wide receivers are? They're beneficiaries of how much time your quarterback has to throw the fucking football. Let's just get real about this.
Absolutely. That is about as real as you get on this program.
I mean, and I get really tired of saying, well, there's trick plays. We've seen trick plays pouring out of Kevin Stefanski's bunghole. And it never fools anyone. If you can't go straight at somebody and dictate that there is no trick play out of that, then you just suck and you're going to be a cellar dweller. That's just the way it works. And, so the whole notion that one pick, we can get a wide receiver who's prodigious and prolific, it's great that we got Ozzie Newsome. He was a top number one pick for the Browns, right?
He was indeed. Paul Warfield. That's who that I think of.
But the fact of the matter is that, do you really think that he would have been effective if Mike Phipps remained the quarterback? Do you think he would have been real effective? If Sam Bertigliano hadn't have implemented a downfield offense, do you think that he would have been effective if they didn't have Mike and Greg Pruitt at the time? All of that stuff goes hand in hand. The Browns don't even have broken pieces of an offensive line last season and the season before. That they had no offensive line whatsoever, and by the end of the year, we're playing guys who had no business out on the field.
Yeah, the UFL guys that we were playing.
and the quarterbacks were going to get slaughtered. So let's be a little patient, fellas and ladies, and say, Todd Monken has to show us what his system is. Now, if we see ourselves getting stoned at the line of scrimmage, and I don't mean with, hash, I mean, if you're different hash marks on
Everybody
the
gonna
field.
get
Yeah.
stoned. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking
Yeah.
about just getting hammered at the line of scrimmage and there are no holes, then it doesn't matter who you're handing the ball off to. These guys aren't strong enough. I mean, you've got to have an initial hole so that you can have that second move. You got to get through the first, and then you got to have that second move that gets you downfield for more substantial yardage. If there's no hole there, you ain't going nowhere. These guys are too fast and too strong in this league on the defensive line. Look at a guy like Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
You know he's coming, and he ends up leading the league again in sacks. You know what you have to do, and you still can't do it. It's a superior physical league than it used to be.
Yeah, the thing that no one ever really says, and this will be the Moose Speaks part of the program here, is that defenses and the defensive athletes have gotten better over time compared to the offense. And you've got now Myles Garrett at some point will be surpassed by other people that'll have his same body type and his same coaching and his development, and then everybody will be like Myles Garrett, a bit like everybody is as good as Michael Jordan now in basketball. So yeah, that's coming, and the offenses haven't adjusted. The scoring is down, and teams are getting their star offensive players injured and killed. So defenses are in the ascendancy.
Everything comes down to whether and look, let's be honest about the AFC North. Let's be serious about it. It's not like any of these teams. I mean, if Cincinnati had great receivers like T. Higgins, and they have uh,
Lambie or whatever his name,
Chase and the
Chase,
whole the
Chase DeLauder, and
you're right.
all those guys.
Yeah. If you have these guys, it doesn't matter if you have a douchebag as your head coach who doesn't know what he's doing. All right. And I mean, and Zach Taylor has proven he couldn't win with his quarterback, his wide receivers, and they never found a replacement running back for Joe Mixon, for God's sakes.
Joe Mixon.
Yeah, they never found it. So it is all the reason we have a new coach is we needed a new system, but we need players that can play the system up front because you're not going anywhere in the AFC North if you can't play strong upfront football. And that doesn't make any difference. I mean, you can be screaming that you want this Ohio State receiver or that Ohio State receiver, but he's going to run downfield. The quarterback's going to be flat on his back.
Yeah.
And he's just a rookie, and he's going to end up like Travis Hunter. You throw these accolades at people, and they're not deserving of them.
Well, and he's also going to get jammed on the line of scrimmage all the time too, so it throws out our timing so that the quarterback gets killed and he's only 5 yards downfield.
Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you.
It's just well, and the thing that bothers me is that the fans are just. I think it's that they so badly don't want to have the guys who are most likely fighting for the job, Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, they hate both of them.
They hate both of them, and
absolutely.
And again, I don't know who's going to come out of this ahead. All I know is there isn't going to be some major massive turnaround in the Cleveland Browns with as many areas that have to be holes that have to be filled. It's just not going to happen. So get strong where you need to get strong up front. You've got the running backs, and the Falcons are getting rid of Kirk Cousins. If there's a veteran quarterback that you can,
why that doesn't make sense. Why are they doing that?
No, they're going to do it because they don't want to pay him. And
okay. The American way. Let's not pay somebody who's doing a halfway decent job.
The
And hope
ownership
that,
has
yeah,
said that they're trying to move him, and I'm not saying that there's any great shakes there, but everybody was jumping up and down about Joe fucking Flacco, and
oh
uh,
God.
and to be honest, Joe Flacco did a nice job
Yeah, yeah.
until
For
the
an old
game
guy,
mattered in the
till he got
playoffs.
killed, he was
Well,
all right.
yeah, well, until he started throwing pick sixes, but
Well, yeah, that too. That's not
but
good.
he
That's
was
never
playing
good.
in a system, and he was playing outside the system. They were actually letting him throw the ball down the field and try to make plays, and that was that. They for whatever reason, Stefanski trusted him, and that's the way that story was. So, but
Well,
every
he
other
was older
quarterback
and
he
bigger
doesn't
than him.
trust. Yeah,
That's
well, he
why he had
doesn't.
to.
Stefanski doesn't trust the other quarterbacks, and
No.
Monken will choose the guy who's best for his scheme. But is he going to be the quarterback of the future? Nah, I don't see this with any of these guys. But you got to get a sound system first, and
Yeah.
and or you can do what they did to Terry Bradshaw, who had a great Hall of Fame career, but in his first season won one game and got thrown
Yeah.
around. Or Troy Aikman, the same thing.
Yeah.
You can put somebody out on the field with a shite team and get his head, and pray to the baby Jesus that he doesn't get a career-ending injury.
Yeah.
Jeffrey is saying that Cousins is already gone. He's gone. He's gone. He's
Hall
gone.
Notes.
Yeah, to the Raiders. Well, that's where people go to die.
Are
But-
they the Sacramento Raiders, or is that
Yeah.
the Athletics? I don't know. I've lost track.
Yeah, I know. It's the Eureka Raiders.
The
So-
Reno Raiders.
They moved from Yreka.
Eureka.
So, but
I mean, is
there's going to be a
more
veteran quarterback that they go to, and I really think that there has to be. You can't have an old dude. He's not really old, a 29, 30-year-old injured guy who used to be a big yardage thrower, playing for a coach who wants movement and mobility in his quarterback and has no downfield wide receivers. All right. So my feeling is that there will be somebody who understands the system, and you need a smart guy to pick up a system and play within. It's just like Snoop Huntley did when he was in Baltimore. There's limitations to him, but with a big bowling ball running game that just runs through people, that is a great equalizer. And I think that's what the Browns need.
Why are we invoking Snoop Huntley? Has he joined the team? Or
No, but a person in the chat room mentioned it, and it's true. He actually had a really good season playing for the Ravens because they were able to just knock down the bowling pins, just go straight forward, and just run through people, and the whole game is going to be based around offensive linemen, and it's a lot like the NBA. We get specialists, and what everybody is looking for in the NBA is a 7-foot do-it-all Wembanyama guy, or you could go from the hopes that Embiid would have been that guy, or the hopes that how many big men have you seen? Right, he's not even a big guy. I mean, a 7-foot guy who is going to be like, wow, he's a do everything kind of player. Oh, the guy who played for the 76ers also, Ben Simmons. I mean, how many times do you have to see a 6'11", 6'10" point guard? That's
no.
These things come up once in a blue moon. And in the NFL, the one thing that remains solid is, see, we lost our offensive line coach and we lost our offensive line. And and it's as simple as that. There was no motivation, no teaching going on. The guys were broken down and injured, and we had to replace them with lesser talent. There was no good blocking scheme to be learned because Stefanski didn't know how, and neither did, what was his name? Dickinson?
Exactly. Yeah.
He
Yeah,
didn't
I'm
know.
surprised you remembered his name.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was late, like 10 minutes late. Is that all you've been talking about
That's
is
all I've been talking about so
all
far. Yep.
fucking hell. God
Yep.
damn it. The Guardians and the Cavaliers are actually playing tonight, and they're worthwhile teams to talk about.
Well, but I wanted to give my opinion because
No,
I
that's
haven't
all
said
right.
I've been
That's all
patient.
right.
It's already like, we're going into May, for Christ's sake.
I'm just gauging whether I missed anything while I was asleep. I didn't. Then is what you're
Yes,
trying to tell
you
me.
missed however many minutes of your life while you were asleep.
That's excellent. had a cat jump on my head, so, or as a pussy jump on my face, however you want to look at it. So
Oh my.
exactly. So
Oh
that's what woke
my.
me up. So I think Topaz telepathically told one of my cats to jump on me, and that's why I woke up.
Yeah, that may be George Takei. Oh my.
Oh my.
Yeah. So at any rate, that's all I wanted to say about the Browns. That's
Good.
because the next decision, everyone's saying gotta get the high guy in the draft. Just think of Travis Hunter
Oh,
and remember how it doesn't always work that way.
that's still 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks to go. Have we heard from our draft Nick young lad?
I don't
Whatever
know
his
where to
name is.
reach him. I don't know, Derek Frisbee. I don't know where to reach him.
Oh, hope
I
he's
don't
still
know.
alive. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Rick. Don't listen to him
No,
talking
no, don't
about
listen to me.
pussies jumping in his face.
It's not what you think, Rick.
No, unfortunately, no. And if it were
Mark, Mark.
in Great Britain, it would probably be.
Spaff on your minge. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the most hideous woman, and
Oh,
uh,
there's a few. Katie Hopkins. There's a few out there.
yeah,
Yeah.
God Almighty. So now we'll move on to the Cavaliers, and the Cavaliers. It's that time, Donovan Mitchell said. It's like now fans are saying, "Does that mean choke time?"
Yeah.
Exactly. It's that time again. We haven't seen anything yet. What do you mean again?
Wow, it's already been a year since we've been knocked out of the playoffs. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yeah, I mean, I'm holding my big cow head and I'm saying, it's that time. And the rest, the fan base is saying, where you disappear and your team underperforms. It's that time. The Cavaliers beat the Atlanta Hawks. What can we read into it? Both teams were playing their top players. And there is, with the exception of Jalen Tyson wasn't playing. Dennis Schroeder had a wonderful -22 rating. Well,
your man.
The big minus. That's what I'm going to call him. The big minus.
The big minus. For a little guy, he has a big minus.
God Almighty, he was awful, and
he was Leonard Pimp Garnell awful. Truly, awful.
I would have seriously wished that the Cavaliers, when they were up to 17, they had many possessions to go up by more, just to kick them to the fucking curb, discourage them, make them feel like they didn't belong on the floor. Instead, we let them come back to within a point. What kind of fucking shit is that?
They did.
And and granted, the better players on the floor, the more experienced players, pulled it out and did what they had to do. But there was no reason that it needed to get that way. I just want, it's not it's that time message, Donovan. It's play hard all the fucking time. And Donovan was limping at the end of the game.
Yeah, he got hurt, didn't he, again? Or
everyone's been hurt. And they have nowhere to go with this because everybody on the team is being rested every other game for injury management. And it makes it very, very difficult to get a cogent lineup on the floor. But watching the game, it's like, at first we came out and we looked good. And then all of a sudden, man, it was like we gave up a lead and then they got ahead of us, and it was like they started running up and down the floor, and then we get up by playing the way we're supposed to play, which is the ball movement in and out. We were hurting them inside. we went to the free throw line so many more times and scored so many more free throw points than the Hawks. Hawks fans probably felt like they got homered. And
Yeah.
but throwing the ball down low to Jared Allen, throwing the ball down low to Evan Mobley is what you do against a fast team who doesn't have a lot of height and doesn't have skilled big men. So that's what it came down to, a wrestling match between speed and athleticism and plain brute force and height, size. And size won on the Cleveland home court, but barely, in a situation that they should have won by 25 points, and stepped on them like the butt of a cigarette and smudged them into the ground. We didn't
Yeah,
do it.
and James Harden had some really crucial threes. I mean, it seemed like he was chucking up threes every other possession, but
Well, that came out in the second half. I mean,
yeah,
he didn't play half the game. I mean, in
okay,
the first half, he looked slow. He had no
slow.
lift. He was getting shots blocked. He was missing shots at the rim, and he seemed to be flinching. And
Yeah,
the guy who was guarding him is like 33 years old, and he used to play what for? I think for Portland. Uh, and I'm dropping his name. Somebody in the chat room put up his name. But he's a good scorer still at 33 years of age, although he missed some big shots down the stretch. But he held Harden in check. It was like Harden was like 2 for 7 to begin the
it's
game.
TJ McCallum.
Yeah, TJ McCallum. And he's been around since Hector was a pup. And
he's book. You mean?
and as far as am I afraid of the Hawks? No, I'm not afraid of the Hawks. I just feel that the Cavaliers have to have a killer instinct. When they got somebody down, 17 points, you don't lay back, and let them start the pressuring you, and then you turn the ball over, and they've had a 10-0 run, and then
Yeah,
all of that shit.
it's annoying.
You put your foot down, and the team has trouble doing that.
You know what it's like? It's like watching some badly written vampire movie where all the victims know who the vampire is, and they know where he lives. They just don't go out and get the stake and put a stake in his heart like 20 minutes into the movie. They let him kill like 5 people and wait an hour and a half before they kill the vampire off. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it's like. It's like watching a horror movie that's badly written.
And the other thing for Kenny Atkinson, lose Schroeder. Just lose him. It's not necessary that this little mighty might goes out on the floor and he is lackadaisical. He's got a shit ass attitude, and he's has to be held back from getting constant technical fouls by his own teammates. He's a hothead, and there's nothing good that I can say about this player. He's played for every fucking team. It seems 11 teams in the NBA, and nobody liked him in the end. Nobody. He's like Rajon Rondo.
Rajon Rondo.
The greatest thing that the Celtics did. Hi, I'm Tommy Heinsohn. I'm dead. I want to tell you this. Rajon Rondo was a guy who did his best work in Boston until that little magpie started shooting his mouth off, and off he went. We cast him asunder.
Wow. Yeah. He was the straw who stirred the drink. Try saying that fast.
Yeah, that's what they said. But what else he stirred were some bad emotions inside the clubhouse. Not good.
Anyway.
So the Cavaliers play them again, but this time it's going to be different. The Cavs will be without Donovan Mitchell, right ankle injury management. He was limping at the end of the game. Jared Allen, right knee injury management. He was playing like ginger on the Gilligan's Island. Sam Merrill, left hamstring injury management. I can't shoot anymore. I can't shoot because I got hurt. All right. Or Johnny Cash, I will make you hurt. and Thomas Bryant, a left calf
Thomas
strain.
Bryant, not the calf sprain. What's Tony the Calf doing to these players?
I don't know. And now, Jalen Tyson, who hasn't seen the floor in God knows how long, is listed as questionable with the bone bruise in his left big toe. I don't know how many different ways they can describe a big toe injury or a toe injury without it being bad fucking news. That's the bottom line. And he hasn't played. And when he tried to work out the other day and run through a practice, it was aggravated. It's not going to go away. And neither will Darius Garland's. Hello, people in Los Angeles. Wake up. I know it's West Coast time out there and it's earlier, but it's later than you think.
Wow.
This shit doesn't go away.
I still say they need to look at redesigning his shoes so that these things don't keep happening.
You know what they need to redesign?
What?
The fucking game. The whole fucking sport. This is ridiculous. Every team now is bringing players who are greyhounds. It's funny. Up in Ohio, where we live half the year, there's a great guy up there who owns a greyhound, not a bus, a dog.
Yeah, I had a friend who owned a greyhound. I won't tell you what happens to them when they. Well, anyway.
Yeah. Well, this particular greyhound was like so many others. It was a racing dog.
Correct.
Because they breed these, for racetrack.
Killing rabbits.
Yeah, I mean, just literally, it's like horse racing, but it's with
absolutely.
And if you've ever been up close,
been to greyhound racing. Actually, I've seen it in person.
If you've been up and close to the dog itself, you can see how it's bred specifically for that, and it can snap a tendon any fucking minute. I mean, it's this dog was rescued because when they're done with them, they dispatch them. They can't run anymore. Fuck you. They Nick Chubb the dog, right? Get out of here. You're of no value to us anymore. They're just like Jimmy Haslam and all the other 31 owners in the NFL. You're no good to me anymore. You're injured. Fuck
you're no good to me, crippled.
Yeah. And we're not going to pay your hospital either. So this is what's so lovely. But this is a greyhound sport. People are going out to get the fastest, most agile people. And they're saying, run down the court as fast as you can and go for the slam dunk no matter what. And if a guy undercuts you, die. Whatever. We've got another one who's willing to do it. Yeah. More injuries in this league that you could point a stick at. Every team in the league has suffered major damage to major players.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like this before, but people are tearing out their ligaments and their knees. They're getting these horrible toe injuries. They're getting foot injuries. Nobody's really healthy.
No.
And at any minute, you can Tatum your way out of the fucking lineup because you'll tear your ACL, out of the clear blue sky.
Yeah, the Achilles tendon, that's the best one.
Yeah. Going up and down the floor, and there's no padding. It's not even fucking grass. It's fucking hardwood. And it's like, go up for the dunk. Some guy undercuts him. He flips back, hits his head, and they take him off the floor.
Blood everywhere, yeah.
It has to change because a lot of these guys really, they try to find guys who can shoot open shots from 3-point land but run like greyhounds. And it's like, we're going to just, helter skelter, and there's no defense being played, and there is no discernible offensive scheme or system being run. And how bad it is when Kenny Atkinson, who himself is on speed sometimes, I think you see him with his little hair thing, and I don't know if you saw that. Quinn Snyder, the head coach of the Atlanta Hawks, and him must have the same barber.
Yeah. It's a look now. This NBA coach with the
The
hair
greasy,
thing.
tussled look. Yeah.
It's a look, isn't it? I was going to comment about that. I thought, what's going on here?
And you look at you, and it's like Kenny Atkinson. He's had a great record in the 2 years as coach, but
In my day, the coaches were bald. God damn it!
no, but you look at him. He looks like he's on speed, man.
Yeah.
It's like, does this guy sleep at night? What is the story? But even the Cavaliers, who he said we're going to be a mean, lean, mean 3-point shooting up and down the floor team, they're like now the 7th slowest team of team play in the NBA.
Well, James Harden is going to fucking run up and down the court for more than 1 minute, is he? I mean,
but that's why they got him. People said, "Why are we getting him?" And the answer is because we don't have the ridiculous athletes to go up and down the floor like that. Jared Allen, look at what's happened to him.
He's yes,
and
he's not a gazelle.
Yeah, and none of these people will be available in the playoffs. As soon as they run up and down the floor, if they beat the Hawks in the playoffs, they'll be run down and somebody is going to be carried off the court. It's the way it works now.
We've had a major injury in the first round, I think, every fucking year since 2010. It seems like, anyway.
And the game isn't going to just change just like that. But again, this is all part of we play faster and we get off as many shots as we can. We're not worried about the 24-second shot clock. We don't care how early in the clock, if they're under 5 seconds of the clock, those fucking teams are failing. And the reason why a lot of them suck and why a lot of the teams are like tanking is because they'll just run up and down the floor willy-nilly. There is no system. There's no plays being set up. And I'm glad that Kenny Atkinson at least slowed down the play as hard as it must have been for him. I get it. It's important to do that because, I mean, look at Donovan Mitchell, who takes it upon himself. I think that I saw the stat that he has 34 or 35 now, 30-plus point games in the season.
It was some ridiculous stat he had. Yeah,
we lean on him to make shots at the critical moments of the fourth quarter. And, if the New York Knicks ran like the Cleveland Cavaliers were running until this season, I mean, do you really think that Jalen Brunson, do you really think that he would still be playing? He would be like dead.
Dead. He would be dead. He would be able to do that.
They'd be giving him jolts to try to,
yeah. He'd have these little metal bolts stuck in his neck, and he'd come to the sideline and like put a car battery next to him.
Yeah, I mean, then I could see Brad Daugherty, who's really pissing me off.
Oh, he's
horrible.
He's Matt Underwood of basketball.
I mean, seriously. I mean, it's like, well, that was a foul. That was a foul. That was a foul. It's like, shut up. You're a color commentator.
Yeah, we're watching a game. We can see that.
It's like, just turn his mic off. He doesn't have anything to say. He repeats the same stupid things. What you got to do is you got to get the ball into the middle and you've got to go up with the shot. And you have to make a quick decision. And if you're not going to do it, you have to pass it out. And he says that 14 times a game. Every time Evan Mobley tries to get it in and get stripped. Yeah. You got to hold the ball higher. It's like,
Merrill
something.
Gets stripped. They all get stripped. And he says the same fucking thing. Yeah.
The whole thing is the broadcast has gone to hell. And I'll tell you how you know that the Cleveland Cavaliers are losing.
How?
His play-by-play partner. He will use an expression that it's like.
Ooh, I think I know what you're going to say, but
no. What? Go ahead.
It's something like the Cavs Cavs have fallen behind. They've fallen. Yeah, it's the
No,
word "fallen" is in there.
no, I'll give it to you. All right, let's take a player and we'll say it's T.J. McCollum because it's like,
T.J. McCollum.
and T.J. McCollum up with a three. Oh, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. When he says that, it's like
Yeah.
if you're in the middle of sex with the hottest woman in the world, your dick would go limp. Oh, brother.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
they're
Yeah.
wide open. I mean, nobody's coming out to guard them. It's
Yeah.
like, why? Oh, brother. When they're wide open, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
why doesn't somebody just come out and, and why do the Cavaliers consistently run out and run into the 3-point shooter
And give
instead
up
of just
3
trying to
fouls.
distract
Yeah.
them? You know why? Oh, brother, that
Brother.
was a stupid fuck of a play. Oh, for God's
That's a
sakes.
very good point. Well spotted. He does do that.
Oh, it's annoying. Oh,
It is annoying.
brother. Yeah.
And
It's
I think
not
I'm
really-
going to pick that one up. You know something? Every single
The way
time
you
one of our
said-
guys takes strike 3 with the bat on his shoulder down here in Tampa, I'm going to say, oh,
Whoa,
brother.
brother.
We can start a whole thing with this.
They can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, he already has his own signature, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he took the 3rd strike. He can go fuck himself.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there's really not that many good NBA broadcast crews out there. Having listened to a lot of, I would say almost all of them this year, there's not a lot of ones out there that I like. But I tell you who is good is the Kansas City Royals
Yeah, you
baseball guy.
messaged me about that. Former Cavs
Jeremy
player.
Guthrie.
Jeremy Guthrie.
former
Former Indian.
who came up with the Indians and struggled, and he was dropping knowledge like you wouldn't believe, like what it was like to struggle as a young guy with the Indians, what it was like to pitch to Jose Ramirez. He was like dropping strategy at various points, like, no, you don't want to throw this sort of pitch at this point, you want to throw. And it was like, oh my God, this guy's played the game in this century. He knows the players who are
Yep.
playing personally, and he's telling great stories. And I thought, fuck me, we got Matt Underwood, who doesn't know a fly ball from a home run, and we got Rick Manning,
Too
who
old.
the only yeah, he's like 90 years old behind all that hair dye he wears.
And not
And-
only that, he can't tell what's happening with the ball when it
He
leaves the
doesn't
bat.
know. He doesn't know the game. That the Royals guys, Guthrie and the other main announcer, who is an older guy, who's probably in his 60s, they actually knew and talked more about the Guardians than Manning and Underwood ever talk about the other team. They'd never do any homework against the other team. It's always like, let's talk about the guards players every second of the thing. And they say nothing about the players on the other team, what they're like. Oh, I knew him and we were growing up together in AAA or AA, and they'll tell a story. I mean, there are these young guys out there who would, I'm sure, ex-players, guys like Richard Jefferson in the NBA, that are good enough to be broadcast guys who know these players, and they're not fucking given a chance because nobody wants to get rid of these 75-year-old punks that are still in these announcing chairs.
Well, to me, I mean, the broadcast side is important to me, and
Absolutely.
and there is knowledge to be had. But here's one that just made me just fall on the floor laughing. Watching the Guardians at 8-5. They're doing what they do. They got 10 runs in their last game, which means they're going to get one or less in their next 3. But they actually, when the weather got a little bit warmer, by God, they got runs.
And Angel Martinez, the man with the titanium knee, I swear to God, if he was Wade or Jared Allen, he'd be dead until August. But he's up there hitting grand slams.
Or if it were Austin Carr.
Oh, my knees.
You know something? That ball hit me in the knee. Have I
And
ever
my
told you about
knees.
my knee trouble? He's like,
I mean, if that had hit Austin Carr, he would have had bone chips, and he would be on the intensive care unit thinking the bone chips would get in his bloodstream. That's how hard Angel Martinez got hit in the knee. Not once, but twice by these Japanese fireballers, you know?
and then this headline. What's behind Guardians catcher Austin Hedges' early season surge at the plate?
It is a shock, isn't it? Yeah,
Well,
I know.
Again, what I will do is I'll share an image with you.
Oh, we got to talk about Carl Manzardo, for God's sakes.
No, God, I don't want to talk about him. So here we go. There he is. There's Hedgie.
Oh,
right?
he looks like a go get him sort of guy. Go getter.
He always looks like he's on speed, is what it looks like to me. He's got those wild, crazy eyes. In this picture here, he's saying, "Holy shit, I'm on first base." Yeah, his surge. This is what they're calling a surge.
Oh, is he hitting 230?
Through his first 15 at bats this season, he's hitting 400. 15 at bats is not a surge, you stupid motherfuckers. Now, I mean, and they're sitting there and they're saying, what has he found out? You know, he's found something. Well, yeah, he's found the eternal fountain of youth. What kind of nonsense is this?
Oh, they're comparing him to Aaron Judge, who's hitting nothing.
No, I mean, I'm just like, do make this stop. I'm glad that he's having a little period of time where he's doing well, but he's slow. But you know, they're hyping him because everyone's sick of Bo Naylor. They're sick of him stabbing at the ball backhand instead of blocking balls, and he's a disappointment. And Bo Naylor is never going to be a hitter. He's just it's not going to happen.
That game that they lost 4-2. That was the key play of the game where he passed ball to strikeout and the guy got the first.
But he's been doing it for years.
You know the rule on that? The Royals guys explained this too. Now, if you have a strikeout and the catcher fails and it goes to the backstop, if it's only no outs or 1 out, and there's a guy on first base, the batter cannot advance. He's out automatically. But if there's 2 outs, the guy at first base can run the second and the batter can run. And that's what happened. So, and that was a rule that I'd never known before until it was explained to me by Jeremy Guthrie and the other Royals announcer.
You can actually learn something from a knowledgeable person.
Exactly. So I had never seen that before. The other thing I hadn't seen before was the amazing 5-6-4-3 double play that they had the other day.
Right.
It turned out to be the Royals' defensive play of the game.
Oh, yeah.
And they explained that sort of double play had not happened in the major leagues since like 1995. They've actually dug out this crazy stat that there had not been a 5-6-4-3. I was like astounded. Like, you know, instead of hearing Manning and Andre Knott bicker about stadium food or something.
Yeah, I was Andre Knott, make that
I was
stop.
actually hearing
Good
fucking
God.
knowledge. I thought, damn, I'm 65 years old, and I never really understood that rule about if there's a guy on first base, then the batter's automatically out. I didn't know that. So...
And I was glad that Angel Martinez finally got his opportunity because I've been screaming about this player.
Well, he should be batting second if he's fit.
But he needs consistent at bats, and you can't just put him. I mean, at this point, let's be honest. The whole idea of playing Quan in center field instead of where he won a Gold Glove in left field, right, is. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And then who are you playing out in right field? That you're moving Schneemann around, and it's like one way or another, Schneemann will be in the lineup.
Mr. Cotter, Mr. Cotter, Mr. Cotter.
Yes.
Schneeman. Now, here's another stat that got tossed out on the Royals broadcast. Did you know that Schneeman was a Gold Glove finalist? And you're going to say, Mr. Moose, how is that possible that Schneeman was a Gold Glove finalist last year? And did you know that there is a Gold Glove for the utility guy?
No.
That if they actually play a certain number of positions, they can qualify for a Gold Glove as a utility guy. And Schneeman was a finalist for that last year.
Isn't that like a participation award?
I had never heard of it before.
Neither have I, and I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Ask anyone in the chat to look that up, and I'm sure that will be true.
Yeah, just
But you
strange.
would never have thought that, would you?
Well, but I am happy. The pitching looks good. And we're, the fact that we're down relief pitchers and we're still getting the job done is nice to see. We're off in Atlanta to play
And yet,
the
why are
the
we
Braves.
playing the Braves for? Interleague play is such a big douche of a waste of time.
Yeah, well, I tell you, it's a tough place to win. And again, it's all good for the Guardians to be in as many situations as they can. But what I'm seeing is, so you've got Reese Hoskins playing, and
Reese, great name.
and he's a veteran, but he's been hitting 230 every year. But
Yep.
it's better than what we're seeing from others at this point. But I want to see Martinez play, and he played better in center. Move Quan to left, move Martinez to center, and then all you have to do is fill in right field, and you figure it out. But you can't play people out of position all the time. It doesn't work. Manzardo is really on the verge of just imploding.
God.
He runs like a snail. He's not making contact at the plate. His swing is slow. He's behind pitches. He's just hitting ground balls. He's not elevating. He's uppercutting his swing and striking out.
He's a built-in double play. His only hit in the last 28 at bats, or some ridiculous number, was against a position player who they brought in when the score was 10-2. And then here's another bit of rules I didn't know, that you have to be either behind by 8 runs or more to allow a position player to come in and pitch. And the Royals met that criteria, and that's why that guy was throwing 54-mile-an-hour pitches, and Manzardo actually managed to ground one into right field.
Yeah, to hit it on the ground. And he's hit a couple of line drives for the first baseman. Big fucking deal. This guy was supposed to be, he's 27 home run guy last year, but they know how to pitch him, and he is confused at home plate, really confused. And I don't know what to say or what to do about it. You got to sit him for a while because it's in his head now for sure.
Oh God, he's awful.
And we have other people. You have CJ Kafis can play first base, right? And I'm not sure what Reese Hoskins can play. I'm not really sure what position. I think he might play first. I think he might play first base as well. That's but I'd rather see Kafis get an opportunity, but not and not in left field. And I don't want to see him in right field either because he was lost, man.
Oh God, he was horrible out there.
Yeah, he looked like he was really unsteady and unsure.
Yeah, and he looked like he was really worried about running into the foul ball fence too. I mean, you don't want a guy that thinks they're gonna, doesn't know where the warning track is and doesn't know where the field dimensions are, and that's what it looked like to me he was doing. Another amazing stat I learned. I mean, see, this is all from this broadcast. The Dodgers, right? They're 9-3 now.
Mm-hmm.
Now the other, because they ended up losing to Toronto the other night, but they were 9-2. Do you know who beat them?
Oh,
the Guardians beat them twice. No one else had beaten the Dodgers up until Toronto, and that's the
Yeah.
best team in the league. The Guardians are for real this year. If I, normally I come on this program every fucking year and say, the Guardians are going to suck. They might win 75 games and they'll be in third. And they've managed to win the division twice in a row. And I've been kind of shocked by that. But this year, I am not shocked. If they go 8-5, every 13 game, 13 game chunk from here on out, they will win the division and have 95, 96, 97 wins.
Well, if they do that,
If they do that, they will. And I think as long as they don't lose, their half dozen key players for any length of time, I think they can do that. Even with Manzardo batting 0-47. And
Well, I mean, until the warm weather hits, I mean, Jose Ramirez hasn't hit for shit, and but the warm weather, he's it will come around, and a lot of these guys will do better in the warm weather, but so will the opposition.
So team, yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of works that way. I want, before I get out of here, I love Robert McIntyre at Augusta at the Masters. He hit a ball off the 15th tee, a par 3. It went up in the air, landed, and hit the green, and then went backwards into the water. And
I love that. I laugh my ass off.
And you know what he did? He turned to the water and went like this.
Fuck you, water.
And so now he's getting disciplined,
Oh, no way.
Absolutely. I don't understand it myself. It's fuck you.
Yeah, I would say go fuck yourself, water hazard.
But I could see, oh, Robert McIntyre. Oh, you can't do profanity on a golf course. If you're Tiger Woods, you can kill people in automobiles. But yeah, on and on and on it goes.
That's amazing. I mean, everybody who goes on the golf course fucking swears. I mean, other than the pro guys, isn't it?
Yeah. And this,
I don't think so. I don't think they can help each other.
I do want to get out of here, but I do have a few other things. The Broncos owners have purchased 40% of the Rockies.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, this is where it's all going, folks. I mean, it's consolidation of the greatest kind. And you, the fans, are going to get fucked on this.
Yes, we are being fucked on that.
And so, just another instance, the Penner Group, that's their name, is purchasing 40% share of the Rockies. They are the main people behind the Denver Broncos. So it's
that leads me to the question: what are you going to watch today? Are you going to watch the Cavs, the Guardians, or like that Space Shuttle Orion thing splashing down?
I could give a shit about
or the Masters even.
There's
all this shit going on right now.
I'm going to wait for Elon Musk to die on Mars.
You must go to Mars.
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Exactly. You go to Mars. That was Sharon Stone's best movie. God damn it, she was hot in that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So at any rate, let me see if there's anything else here that makes
you go to Mars.
Yeah, Joel Hans Embiid, he's undergoing surgery for appendicitis. This guy, one thing after another.
It's one process after
one way or another. I will get injured. I will get injured.
Well, you know.
And then there's Alex Sarr to miss the Wizards' final 3 games with a toe injury. Yeah, and he was their top pick, the second number 2 pick.
Yeah, he's a good player,
he's good player. He's averaged 16.7 points a game for the Wizards, but now it's going to be even easier for them to tank. Lovely, isn't it?
Well, thank God there's only 2 games. It's just the season's too fucking long, and I'm tired of saying the season's too fucking long.
Well, I will say this. I will watch the Cavaliers because,
you'll watch the Cavaliers, all right.
There's 162 Major League Baseball games, and I can flip back and forth. It's so easy. I have them favorited, so I just go bing, 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 bink back and forth.
Yeah,
But
it's not easy for me because I don't live in your country, so I have to kind of.
but all the good Cavalier players basically are
Are
not
dead.
playing, and
Yeah.
so if it happens, what I think will happen, I'll be flipping back and watching some of the Guardians play too. So
Isn't this a Prime game? I think this is on Prime.
which is
The
on.
the Cavaliers. I think they're on Prime.
Well,
In
I don't.
which case, I can watch both.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a Mr. Amazon Prime guy, you can watch
I
it.
am an Amazon Prime guy.
And I'm an Amazon Prime guy too.
I give money to Jeff Bezos because he's poor and needs my fucking £9 a month.
Yes, he does.
He needs it from 500 million people. If you imagine you've got £9 a month for 500 million people, you'd be pretty fucking wealthy after a while.
And then there's, and I'll end the show on this. There's the thing you wait for every year in your email. It's like, hi, we hope you're enjoying all the great entertainment on Netflix. But we have to announce a rate increase for the next calendar year.
We're gonna ass rape you for another £5 a month. Add it on.
Yeah, you can get it all for free, folks.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Just fuck themselves.
They can go fuck themselves.
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Bronk, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it.
My pussy jumped on my head. That's why I got up. So.
Yep. Let's go, Cavs. Let's go,
Okay.
Guardians, and let's see what happens. Have a good night, everybody, and an enjoyable weekend. I'll be back on Monday. Until then, hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. Good night.
We have the Masters.